fractions, equivalent fractions. Seventh and last definition of type of fractions, equivalent fractions. Yes. Now, equivalent fractions, we write two or more fractions, two or more fractions are said to be equivalent fractions, two or more fractions are said to be equivalent fractions, if each fraction represent the same value, each fraction represent the same part of whole, For example, we can take the example 1 by 2 and 2 by 4. 1 by 2 and 2 by 4, they are equivalent fractions. Because 1 by 2 means half of, there are two parts. 1 by 2 means there are two parts. 1 by 2 means one part of the whole. So one part of the whole means 2, 1 by 2. We can take 2 by 4. Draw that. There are four parts and 2 by 4 means two part of the whole. 2 by 4 means even half of the whole. 2 by 4 means also half of the whole. 1 by 2 means also half of the whole. So they represent the same value. Because 2 by... draw that. Because 2, I can write 2 into 1. And this 4, I can write 2 into 2. And when you cancel this 2, again you get 1 by 2. So 2 by 4 is same as 1 by 2. 2 by 4 is same as 1 by 2. And this is 1 by 2. And they represent the same part of the whole. So 1 by 2 and 2 by 4, they are equivalent fractions. 1 by 2. Yes, right. Yes, write that also. Said to be, if each fraction represent RE, PRE, SE and P represent the same part of the whole. If each fraction represent the same part of the whole. Yes. Now two fractions are equivalent fractions. Now we are given 1 by 2 and 2 by 4. 1 by 2 means one part, total there are two parts. One part of that. So 1 by 2. So this we read 1 upon 2. Yes. This also you write. 2 by 4, I can write 2 into 1, 2. 4, I can write 2 into 2. Cancel 2 to 1 by 2. Yes, right. Show this part. This 1 by 2 and this. Yes. We are going slow only, we'll see. We are going slow only. We'll see. Yes, so now let us start our exercise 4.1. Let us start our exercise 4.1. Yes. 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 You can draw with pen, no problem. If you have pencil, draw with pencil. If you have pen, draw with pen. No harm. It is very much clear. Yes. See, I don't see. See, it is very much clear. I don't want discussion over blood because I myself check the things. Yes. Now stop discussion. Because I myself check everything. If it is blood, you said blood, it is, then again I go and check. So now let us start our exercise 4.1 and we will go slow only. So there is no need to give break because we are going slow only. So let us start exercise 4.1. This fraction, see this fraction you will find in 7th standard. Yes, first this fraction you will find this fraction you will find in 7th standard also. So exercise 4.1. Exercise 4.1. 4.1. Yes. Yes, this today I will say. No, in the notebook you write. Write the fraction. Yes, write the fraction. Write the fraction. Write the fraction representing the shaded part. Write the fraction representing the shaded part. Representing the shaded part. Write the fraction representing the shaded part. A, we have to write the fraction representing the shaded part. Write the fraction representing the shaded part. So you are given A. Today this PDF of fraction I will send in the group after this period gets over, so that next period our time will be saved in writing the question. So let write the fraction representing the shaded part. First A we are given, yes, you can draw with pencil. We are given 8 parts. Draw with pen, no problem. Total there are 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of which this part is shaded, then this part is shaded, then this part is shaded. This part is shaded. Yes. So total how many parts are there? Total how many parts are there? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. See, total how many parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So wait, that 8 total, wait, that total we write, total part we write in the denominator, out of which 8 part. How many parts are shaded? 1, 2, 3. That shaded part we write in the numerator. Shaded part we write in the numerator and whole part we write in the denominator. So the fraction is 3 upon 8. The fraction is, yes. The fraction is 3 upon 8. Yes. You can draw it. Now, total how many equal parts are there? How many equal parts? 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of which, so 4 equal parts. So we write 4 in the denominator. Out of which how many parts are shaded? 1. So this is, yes, 1 upon 4. The fraction is 1 upon, yes, the fraction is 1 upon 4. Yes. Now you have to write the fraction is 1 upon 4. Similarly, wait. Yes, let me, yes, mute the microphone. See, mute the microphone. Mute the microphone. State disturbance is there. Mute the microphone. Now see, you are given a circle. Yes, you are given a circle. Total how many? Yes, mute the microphone. This is shaded and this is shaded. Yes, total how many equal parts are there? Total equal parts are 1, 2, 3. So we write upon 3. Then how many parts are shaded? 1, 2. So answer is 2 upon 3. The fraction is 2 upon 3. So whole part we write in the denominator and shaded part we write in the numerator. Whole part we write in the denominator and shaded part we write in the numerator. So we get the fraction 2 upon 3. Now D is total 4 petals are given, out of which these 3 are shaded. These 3, yes. So total how many petals are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we write 4 in the denominator. How many shaded? 1, 2, 3. So it is 3 upon 4. So shaded part we write in the numerator, whole part we write in the denominator. So the fraction is 3 upon 4. The fraction is 3 upon 4. Now we have to do the second part. Color the part according, question number 2. Color the part according to the given fraction. Color the part, you have to color or shade the part. Color is same as shading, yes. In the notebook, same notebook. Color the part, second. Color the part, color means shade. Color the part according to the fraction given. Color the part according to the fraction given. Color the part or shade the part according to the fraction given. So whichever fraction is given, you have to color or shade that part. A total where total 10 boxes are there. Total 1. Color the part according to the fraction given. So 10 parts are given: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 10 parts are given. We are given 10 equal parts and the fraction is given 2 upon 5. The fraction is given, yes, right, 2 upon 5. 10 parts are there. Total 10 parts are there and we are given the fraction 2 upon 5. We are given the fraction 2 upon 5. We are given... No, my dear, don't start writing. We are given the fraction 2 upon 5. Now how many parts are given total? Tell me. Total how many parts are there? 10 parts are. Yes, total 10 parts are there. So this denominator, I want 10 in the denominator. Total there are 10 parts. So I want 10 in the denominator. So I will multiply denominator by 2. Yes, 2 into 2 upon 5 into 2. That is 4 upon 10. 4 upon 10. Yes, that you have to do because I want denominator 10. So 4 upon 10 means 4 shaded part out of 10 parts. So 4 shaded parts, you can take any 4 shaded part. One shaded part, 2 shaded part, 3 shaded part and 4 shaded part. So 4 shaded part out of 10 means 4 upon 10. You can take first 4. You can take first 4 also. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 also you can take. No problem. So 2 upon 5 is same as 4 upon 10. Yes. You can take 4 part. You have to take 4 part out of 10 part. Because 2 upon 5, total we are given 10 parts. So that 5 denominator we have to write as 10. So I will multiply numerator and denominator by 2. So that 2 into 2, 4. 5 into 2 is 10. We get 5 upon 10. We get 4 upon 10, sorry. So 4 shaded part out of 10 parts. Then B, we are given 8 parts. We are given 8 parts. We are given 8 parts of this circle. Just count how many parts are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 parts are there. And the fraction is given 3 upon 8. The fraction is 3 upon 8. So total 8 parts are there? Yes. Denominator is 8. Total how many parts are there? 8 parts. So we are given denominator 8. So no need to multiply by any number. Now numerator we have 3. That means we want 3 shaded parts. We want 3 shaded parts. So I can take any 3 shaded part of this 8. This is 1. This is 2. And this is 3. There are 3 shaded parts out of 8 parts. So the fraction is 3 upon 8. Now in this already the denominator is 8. Yes, you can do line wise, no problem. Yes. We are going slowly, don't worry. Yes. So 3 upon 8 means 3 upon 8 means 3 shaded part out of 8 parts. Okay, write fast. Okay, so 3 upon 8 3 upon 8 means total 8 parts are there. You have to shade or color the 3 parts. So, that we write that no, this B is over 3 upon 8. Now there are two more problems. That we have to. So, yes. Now only this much I am erasing. Others I am not erasing. So C is 3. We will do C and D. You copy. Yes. Now C is, we are given a triangle. Yes, mute the microphone. The fraction is given 3 upon 4. Yes, who? The fraction is 3 upon 4. So total how many parts are there? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Denominator is 4. Now 3 shaded parts. We have to color 3 parts. So this is my one part. This is second part. And this is third part, which we are coloring or we are shading. So 3 parts out of 4 parts. So 3 by 4. The fraction is 3 by 4. 3 parts out of 4 parts. The fraction is 3 upon 4. Three parts out of, yes, no discussion. See who are talking personally. Please, I will remove you from the group. If you talk personally, I have to expel those students from the group so that others should not get disturbed. So please maintain the discipline. Every time I will not keep on reminding the discipline. Yes. No. You cannot talk. No, you cannot talk when the period is going on. You cannot suggest anything to him. Whatever he wants, he can talk to you afterwards. Now D, total there are 8 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 circles are there. Total there are 8 equal circles, and the fraction is given 7 upon 8. So total there are how many circles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Denominator is 8. Okay. Now numerator is 7, means 7 circle we have to shade or color. So this is my 1 circle, 2 circle, 3 circle, 4 circle, 5 circle, 6 circle, and 7 circle. So 7 circle we have to shade or color. So the fraction is 7 upon 8. The fraction is 7 upon 8. Means you have to shade 7 circle out of 8 circles. Whole parts are 8. Whole part is 8, and numerator is 7. So you have to shade the 7 part of that circle. So the fraction is 7 upon 8. The fraction is 7 upon 8. Yes, that I will do. Please, you don't tell me. Third one. Now let us start third. Let us. Yes. You write C. Yes. Right. Now, yes. So the fraction is 7 upon 8. So 7 circle you have to show it. Now third one, write the fraction for the following fraction names. Third, write the fractions. Write the fractions. Write the fractions for the following fraction names. For the following fraction names. For the following fraction names. You are given fraction name. Yeah. You have to write the fraction. You have to write down the fraction. You are given fraction names. For the given fraction names, you have to write the fraction. You are given name of the fraction. From that name of the fraction, you have to write down the fraction. So in fraction name, the second part is whole and the first part will be numerator. So this you have to remember. While writing, wait. Yes, wait. In fraction name, wait. Yes. In fraction name, the first part is numerator and the second part is whole. A is 3/10. A is 3 dash tenths. A is 3/10. A is 3/10. B. Yes. A is 3/10. So in fraction name, the first part. In fraction name, the first part represent numerator and the second part represent denominator. So 3 I will write in the numerator. Then tenths means 10 in the denominator. So this is 3 upon 10. The fraction is 3 upon 10. 3. Yes. You have to write down the fraction. You have to write down the fraction from the fraction name. Yes. This is given in the question, no? See, this is given in the question. This is the name of the given. 3/10 is the name given. No. Fraction name is given 3/10. 3/10 means this is 3. Then second part we write in the denominator. So tenths means 10. So the fraction is 3 upon 10. Yes, that is what I am telling you. 3 means the first part and tenths you have to write in the denominator. So 3, 3 you have to write in the numerator and second part you have to write in the denominator. So this is 3 upon 10. Yes. So the fraction is 3 upon 10. 4/9. 4/9. Right. 4/9. 4/9. So 4 I will write in the numerator, first part. Then 9 I will write in the denominator. So the fraction is 4 upon 9. The fraction is 4 upon 9. Now third is 7. Yes, 7/11. 7/11. 7/11. Yes, 7 part. 11th means out of whole part is 11th. So we write 7 upon 11. 7/11. Whichever is whole part, there we write S. whichever is whole part or denominator, there we write s. Then 9/4, then d is 9/4, d is 9/4, 9/4. So 9 we write in the numerator, fourths we write in the denominator, 4, 9/4. So these are the fraction name. Yes, these are the fraction. Yes, 9/4 is improper. Yes. Yes, 9/4 is mixed fraction. No, 9/4, this we convert into mixed fraction. This is improper fraction. This is improper fraction. We only shade the proper fraction. This is improper fraction, 9/4. Yes. 9/4 means total there are 9 parts. Total there are fourths. So 9/4. So first part we write in the numerator 9. Second we write in the denominator 4. So 9/4. No. You don't have to shade. You don't have to shade. Now let us do fourth one. Identify the numerator and denominator in each. So should I give 4-1 homework? Because you can write numerator and denominator. Yes. See, fourth one. Identify the numerator. Which one? Yes. 3/10, yet this is the fraction name. From name you have to write down the fraction. So 3/10 means 3 we write in the numerator, tenths we write in the denominator. Write down. Yes. Mute the microphone. Yes. Mute the microphone. Identify the numerator and denominator. This only. Identify the numerator fourth one, right. Identify the numerator and denominator. Identify the numerator and denominator of the given fraction. Identify the numerator and denominator of the given fraction. Identify the numerator and denominator of the given fraction. Should I give 4-1 homework? Okay. Let me do it. Yes, wait. No discussion. Let me write. Identify the numerator and denominator of the given fraction. Identify the numerator and denominator. Identify the numerator and denominator of given fraction. You have to identify numerator and denominator. First, A. It is given 5/9. Wait. What is wrong? Identify the numerator and denominator. Yes, it is okay. Denominator of the given fraction. Right. 5/. Yes, that you write. See, that question has same meaning. of given fraction, you have to identify the numerator and denominator. First it is 5 upon 9. So 5 upon 9 we write, this upper part is numerator. So we write numerator is 5. Yes, numerator is equal to 5 and we write denominator is equal to 9. Lower part, denominator is equal to 9. So that's all. 5 upon 9, numerator is 5, denominator is 9. Similarly, yes, similarly B, I am writing the question. B is 6 upon 5. Yes, C 4 upon 11. C 4 upon 11. Then D 1 by 2. D 1 by 2. Then E, wait, E 3 by 7. Then F 7 by 2. Yes, no comment. These all are homework. All are homework. Because you can write numerator and denominator of these fractions. You have to write numerator, and numerator is 4, denominator is 11, numerator is 6, denominator is 5, numerator, upper part is numerator, and then, yes, lower part is denominator. Yes, all the sum, yes, yes, okay, homework, yes, homework means, yes, upper part is numerator. Yes, yes, all these are homework. These are homework. You have to write the answer of this. So, yes, fraction, you have numerator and denominator. Fraction, any fraction of, yes, right. Any fraction has numerator and denominator both. Any fraction has numerator and denominator both. Now fifth one. Write 3 equivalent fractions. Write 3 equivalent fractions. Write 3 equivalent fractions. Write 3 equivalent fractions. Yes. Write. Now it is coming. Write 3 equivalent fractions. Okay. Red I will avoid. Write 3 equivalent fractions. Write 3 equivalent fractions for the given fraction. So write 3 equivalent fractions for the given fraction. See, this part is very much easy. So you can write any number of equivalent fractions. You can write any number of equivalent fraction to the given fraction. But it is asked only write 3. So we will focus on writing 3. Yes. Now board is clear, right? Write 3 equivalent fractions. Write 3 equivalent fractions. A, we are given 1 by 4. We are given 1 by 4. We are given that you see 3 by 7. That you see in the video 3 by 7. Write 3. Stop talking. Write 3 equivalent fraction. 3 by 7. E is 3 by 7. F is 7 by 2. 3 by 7. F is 7 by 2. Now stop talking in between. Now let us start fifth. Write 3 equivalent fraction for the given 1 by 4. We are given 1 by 4 fraction. To write, we want to write 3 equivalent fraction. We want to write 3 equivalent fraction. So this 1 by 4 I will multiply and divide by 3 different number. Let us take 1 by yes. Let us take 1 by 4. 1 by 4 we multiply by 2. Multiply and divide by 2. So first it is 1 into 2 2. Second is 4 into 2 8. So 2 by 8. Next I will multiply 1 by 4 by some other number 3. 1 by 4 I will multiply and divide by 3. So 1 into 3 3. 4 into 3 12. So 3 by 12. Next I will multiply by 4. 1 into 4 upon 4 into 4. This is 4 upon 16. To write 3 equivalent fraction, I will multiply and divide this fraction 1 by 4 by 3 different numbers. First I will multiply and divide by 2. Second I will multiply and divide by 3. Third I will multiply and divide by 4. So we get 3 equivalent fraction 2 by 8. Only this much, yes. So we write after this, yes. So here 2 by 8, 2 by 8, then 3 by 12, then 4 by 16 are 3 equivalent fractions. Are 3 equivalent fractions. Are 3 equivalent fractions of the fraction 1 by 4. Of fraction 1 by 4. So we have given the fraction 1 by 4. After this you will write there. After this you will write. So to yes. No, wait, no. So to write 3 equivalent fraction, we multiply and divide the fraction by 3 different number. First I will multiply and divide by 2. So 1 into 2, 4 into 2. 1 into 2, 2, 4 into 2, 8. So 2 by 8 is first fraction. Multiply and divide by 3. So 1 into 3, 4 into 3. 3 upon 12. Second fraction. Multiply and divide by 4. 1 into 4 upon 4 into 4. 4 upon 16. This is third. Yes. So to get 3 equivalent fraction, I can multiply and divide by the given fraction by 3 different number. You can divide by any number. I have taken for first 3 fraction, I have multiplied and divide by 2, I have multiplied and divide by 3. Yes. We have multiplied and divide by 4. Yes. 1 is already given. If you multiply by 1, you will get the same fraction. Except 1. Yes. See, normally we cannot add anyone by other mobile, because whichever number is there in the group, that number we have to admit. Okay, right. So for 3 equivalent fraction, we multiply and divide by the given fraction by 3 different numbers: 2, 3, 4, 4. Now second is 2 by 5. B 2 by 5. B is 2 by 5. Should I give homework? Yes. No. In a same way you will solve. No. See. In a same way you have to solve. Multiply and divide by 2. Multiply and divide by 3. Multiply and divide by 4. See 3 by 8. D is 5 by 3. And E is 2 by 7. E is 2 by 7. So this B, C, D, E all are homework. B, C, D, E, all are homework for 3 equivalent fraction. Right. Because see, yes, because we give the easy part as homework. If you see the integer last part, I did not give any homework from that because those things were slightly difficult. Yes. Yes, B, C, D, E. Yes. So multiply and divide by 3 different number, you will get 3 equivalent fractions. You cannot multiply by 1 because when you multiply by 1, you get the same fraction. We want 3 different. Fractions. So I will multiply and divide by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By any number you can multiply. I have taken 2, 3, 4, you can take 4, 5, 6, no problem. You can take 7, 8, 9, no problem. But you have to take 3 different number for multiplication. Now, sixth one is important. And sixth one I will do. Sixth one. Which of the following pair of fractions? Which of Which of the following? Yes. Which of the following pairs of fractions? Which of the following pairs of fractions are equivalent? Which of the following pairs of fractions are equivalent? Which of the following pair of fractions are equivalent? So in this we have to cross multiply. A 10 upon 35 and 6 upon 21 and 6 upon 21, 10 upon 35 and 6 upon 21, whether these pair of fractions are equivalent. So what we have to do in this, we cross multiply. In this we cross multiply. Let me write this side. We have to cross multiply. We have to cross multiply the diagonal. These are diagonal. And if they are equal, so we cross multiply 10 into 21. What is 10 into 21? 10 into 21 is 210. Yes, 210. Then we cross multiply 35 and 6. 35 into 6 is also 210. You getting? So they are, when we cross multiply, they are equal. When we cross multiply, they are equal. Yes, so whenever after cross multiplying, whenever they get equal value, means the fractions are equivalent. So we write, after this we write 10 into 20, 10 into 21, 10 into 21 is equal to 35 into 6. 10 into 21, they are equal because they are having same value, 210, 210. And therefore fraction 10 upon 35 and 6 upon 21 are equivalent. 6 upon 21 are equivalent. Yes, cross multiply, are equivalent. You have to cross multiply. If the values are same after cross multiplication, they will be equivalent. If the values are not same after cross multiplication, they will not be equivalent. If the values are same after cross multiplication, that diagonal entries you have to multiply. See, these are the diagonal. These are the diagonal. So you have to multiply the diagonal entries 10 and 21, 35 and 6. So whenever the diagonal entry multiplication is same, the fraction, whenever the diagonal entry multiplication are same, the fractions are equivalent. Whenever the diagonal entry multiplication, cross multiplication is not same, the fractions are not equivalent. Now second is 4 upon 6 be 4 upon 6 and 6 upon 9. 4 upon 6 and 6 upon 9. Now we cross multiply this diagonal and see whether they are equal. We cross multiply this diagonal and check whether they are equal after cross multiplying. How they are equal? No. Cross multiply the diagonal elements. Yes, 4 into 9. 4 into 9. So how they are not equal? 4 into 9. 4 into 9 is equal to 36. 6 into 6. 6 into 6 is equal to 36. So 4 into 9 is equal to 6 into 6. They are equal. Diagonal elements multiplication 4 into 9 is equal. So yes, 4 upon 6 and 6 upon 9 are equivalent. They are equivalent because the diagonal multiplication is same. The diagonal entry multiplication is same. 4 into 9 is equal to 6 into 6. So in the same way, you can do other part. C, D, let me do E part. C, D are homework. C and D are homework. Let me do E. C and D will be homework. Let me do E. So write C and D homework. C, let me write the question. 2 upon 7. 2 upon 7 and 6 upon 20. Alright. 2 upon 7 and 6 upon 20. Yes, now it is clear, right? Yes, right. 2 upon 7 and 6 upon 20. This will be homework. Yes. Whether they are equivalent, tell me. C1. Let me do C1 if you want. And then rest part. Yes. C cross multiply. So cross multiply. Let me give C1 as homework. C homework. Then D 18 upon 5. 18 upon 5. Yes, other. Yes, then they are not. Yes. That is what I am going to write. So take C and D as homework. Let me do E. E, I am going to show that part. E 5 upon 9. E 5 upon 9 and 5 upon 9 and yes, 8 upon 13. Let us solve E part. 5 upon 9 and 8 upon 13. Now cross multiply. cross multiply, you will get 5 into 13 is 65. 5 into 13 is equal to 65. And 9 into 8 is equal to 72. So 65 and 72, they are not equal. So we write 5 into 13 is not equal to 9 into 8. See, this is the symbol not equal to. Not equal to. Equal to, then one vertical line means not equal to. So 5 into 13 is 65, 9 into 8 is 72. So 5 into 13 is not equal to 9 into 18, and therefore 5 upon 9 and 8 upon 13 are not equivalent. Are not equivalent. Are not equivalent. We write not equal to. 5 upon C and D are homework. Now E we have done. Now F. F I am writing this side. F question. 5 upon 6 and 6 upon 5. 5 upon 6 and 6 upon 5. This is right. It is clear, right? 5 upon 6 and 6 upon 5. This is also F part is homework. So equivalent you have to. Yes. Equivalent means you have to cross multiply. After cross multiplying the diagonal elements, if that multiplication cross multiplications are equal, now F will be homework 5 upon 6 and 6 upon 5. 5 upon 6 and 6 upon 5 is homework F part. Yes. So equivalent means you have to cross multiply. The diagonal elements you have to cross multiply, and after multiplying the diagonal elements, if that multiplication is equal, they are equivalent. If that multiplication is not equal, they are not equivalent. Now let us do seventh one. Seventh one is slightly different. Right. Seventh one is slightly different. Seventh one, find the equivalent fraction of. Seventh, find the equivalent fraction of. Find the equivalent fraction of. Yes, mute the microphone. Find the equivalent fraction of. Mute the microphone. Mute the microphone. Yes. Find the equivalent fraction of. Find the equivalent. Yes. Find the equivalent fraction of. Yes. Find the equivalent fraction of. Nobody will present. Yes. Who? Man Patel. Find the find the equivalent fraction of. Find the equivalent fraction of First 12 upon 15 A. 12 upon 15 with denominator 5. Yes, 12 upon 15 with denominator 5. 12 upon 15 with denominator 5. Yes, 12 upon 15 with denominator 5. Yes, mute the microphone. 12 upon 15 with denominator 5. 12 upon 15 with denominator 5. So we have to write down the equivalent fraction of 12 upon 15. We have to write the equivalent fraction of 12 upon 15, but the condition is whichever equivalent fraction you are writing, that equivalent fraction should have denominator 5. That equivalent fraction should have denominator instead of 15 we want 5. Yes, so what you will do? Tell me. How you will make this 15 as 5? Tell me. Divide by 3. Yes, divide by 3. To make 15 as 5, I will divide 15 by 3. So I will multiply numerator and denominator by 3. So 12 divided by 3. Then 15 divided by 3. Multiply numerator and denominator both by 3. So 12 divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. And this is the equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction is 4 upon 5. Equivalent fraction is 4 upon 5. We want the denominator 5. So in 4 upon 5 the denominator is 5. So 12 upon 15 we are given this fraction. To find the equivalent fraction with denominator 5. So yes. This denominator is 15. This denominator we want 5. So when you will make 15 as 5, to make 15 as 5, I have to divide 15 by 3. So I will multiply numerator and denominator both by 3. So 15 divided by 3, 12 divided by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And this is my equivalent fraction. So 4 upon 5. This is my equivalent fraction 4 upon 5. Now in this I will do all the problem. So 12 upon 15 with denominator 5. So we have multiply and divide by 3. Now second, 5 upon 9 with numerator 15. 5 upon 9 with numerator 15. Always 5 upon 9 with numerator as 15. Now we are given the fraction 5 upon 9. We are given the fraction 5 upon 9. We are given the fraction 5 upon 9. Yes, we multiply numerator and denominator by 3 because we want now numerator as 15. We are given 5 upon 9. So this is my numerator. Numerator is 5. We want equivalent fraction with numerator 15. So how you will make 5 as 15? Multiply by 3. So multiply numerator by 3. Multiply denominator by 3. So 5 into 3. No, yes. You have to multiply now because you want 5 as 15. You want all numerator and denominator both. Numerator and denominator both. Not in all. No, not in all question. It depends on the question. So 15 upon 27. So the equivalent fraction is 15 upon 27. Numerator is 15. So we are given the fraction 5 upon 9. We want equivalent fraction with numerator as 15. So this 5 we want to make 15. To convert this 5 into 15, I have to multiply 5 by 3. So I will multiply numerator by 3, denominator by 3. So 5 into 3, 15, 9 into 3, 27. So, equivalent fraction is 15 upon 27. Yes, nobody will present. Yes, you have to multiply. You have to multiply and divide both numerator as well as denominator. By the same number you have to multiply numerator and denominator. You have to multiply numerator. Wait, why telling me to rub the full board? That I will decide, no? Now C part. In this I will not give any homework. C part. Let me write the C part. 6 upon 27. Let me write the C part. 6 upon 27 with numerator 2. 6 upon 27 with numerator 2. 6 upon 27, C part. 6 upon 27 with numerator 2. 6 upon 27 with numerator, I want numerator as 2. 6 upon 27, we want numerator 2. Yes, divide by 3, because 6 I have to convert in terms of 2. This 6, numerator 6, which is given, that we have to convert into 2. So to convert 6 into 2, I have to divide 6 by 3. So I will divide numerator and denominator both by 3. We divide numerator and denominator both by 3. So we write 6 upon 27. Then 6 upon 27. Now it is clear, right? 6 upon 27. 6 upon 27 to convert, we'll see, to convert 6 into 2, I will divide 6 by 3, denominator also by 3, so that is 2 upon 9. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Because we want numerator as equivalent fraction, we want numerator 2. This 6 we want to convert into 2. To convert this 6 into 2, I have to divide 6 by 3. So divide 6 by 3, divide 27 by 3. So equivalent fraction is 2 by 9. Equivalent fraction, that condition you see. Equivalent fraction is 2 upon 9. Where numerator is 2. Then D part, 3 upon 7 with denominator 28. 3 upon 7 with denominator 28. 3 upon 7 with denominator 28. Let me give this as homework. Let me give homework. 3 upon 7. No, let me give, no. Yes, 3 upon 7 with denominator 28. 14 upon, wait, E, 14 upon 63, 14 upon 63 with denominator 9. With denominator 9. With denominator 9. 14 upon 63 with denominator 9. Yes. Hmm. E also, because they are same. E also. Now F, wait, F, wait, F is 28 upon 32, 28 upon 32 with 28 upon 32 with numerator 7, with 28 upon 32 with numerator 7. Yes, mute the microphone. 28 upon 32. Arey, mute the microphone. Who is creating the disturbance? 28 upon 32 with numerator 7. Mute the microphone, please. 28 upon 32. F also homework. D, E, F are homework. 28 upon 32. With numerator 7. Now let us solve 8th one. Yes. Let us solve. Yes, mute the microphone. Yes, mute the microphone. F is also homework. Yes, my dear, please mute the microphone. Please mute the microphone. There is a huge disturbance to other student also. Yes, mute the microphone, because other students should not get disturbed. Now let us solve 8th one. Reduce the following fraction to the lowest term. Reduce the following fraction. This is important. This type of problem you will be solving in 7th standard also, next year also. Reduce each of the following fraction. Reduce each of the following. That we'll see. We have to cancel the common term. Reduce each of the following fraction. Reduce each of the following fraction to its lowest terms. Reduce each of the following fraction to its lowest terms. See, you must be thorough with the tables. This is more important. You must be thorough with the table. If table is thorough, then only you can solve this type of problem. Reducing the fraction to lowest form. For this, the entire table should be on your tongue. If the table is not thorough, wait. F 28 upon 32. With numerator 7. Yes. 28 upon. Wait, mute the microphone. It is very much clear, right? Very much clear, right? Reduce the fraction to its lowest form. First is 42 upon 63. 42 upon 63. We want to reduce this fraction to its lowest form. We want to reduce this fraction to its lowest form. We want to reduce this fraction to its lowest form. Are you getting? So you must be thorough with the table. You must be thorough with the table. See here. So what I will tell you, 42, see, to reduce the fraction to lowest form, we have to cancel the common term. To reduce the fraction to lowest term, we have to cancel the common term. Now 42 upon 63, 42 I can write 7 into 6, yes or no? 42, 7 into 6, then 63 I can write 7 into 9, yes or no? Yes. 42, are you getting? 42 I can write 7 into 6, 63 I can write 7 into 9. Now 7 I can cancel, 7 I can cancel. So what is left? 6 upon 9. What is left? 6 upon 9. 6 upon 9. Now further 6 I can write 2 into 3. 9 I can write 3 into 3. Yes. Now to write that into lowest form, we have to cancel the common term. We have to go on cancelling the common term. 42 I can write 7 into 6. 63 I can write 7 into 9. 7 get cancelled, 6 upon 9. 6 I can write 2 upon 3. 6 I can write, because 7 is there in the numerator, 7 is there in the denominator. You can cancel the term which is there in the numerator and denominator. Same term you can cancel from numerator, same term you can cancel from denominator. 7 in numerator. Yes. Now I will cancel 3 also. So what is left? 2 upon 3. What is left? 2 upon 3. So 2 upon 3 is the lowest term. So 2 upon 3 is the lowest. Yes, 2 upon 3 is the lowest. To write the fraction in the lowest form, you have to cancel the common term. So 2 upon 3 is the lowest term. Means you cannot simplify further. You cannot simplify the. Yes, you have to cancel the common term. Now 2 upon 3, I cannot cancel anything between 2 and 3. So this is the lowest term. 42 upon 63 is given. Now we know the table. 42 I can write 7 into 6. 63 I can write 7 into 9. So 7 get cancelled. From numerator and denominator we can cancel the same term. Now 6 upon 9 is left. Now 6 upon 9, 6 I can write 2 into 3. 9 I can write 3 into 3. 3 get cancelled, 2 upon 3. Now there is nothing, we cannot cancel anything between 2 and 3. So 2 upon 3 is the lowest term. 2 upon 3 is the lowest term. 2 upon 3 is the lowest term. Yes, nobody will write anything in the chat box. So to write that in the lowest term, yes, to write down it in the lowest form, you have to cancel the, common number, we have to cancel from numerator and denominator. 7 is there in numerator, 7 is there in denominator, that I can cancel. Same number in numerator, denominator we can cancel. Now 6 upon 9, 6 I can write 2 into 3, 9 I can write 3 into 3, this 3 and this 3 I can cancel, left is 2 upon 3. Now after 2 upon 3 there is nothing common, so 2 upon 3 is the lowest term, right? Let us see B, 16 upon 56. 16 upon 56, let us take. Yes, we'll see, no. To write down that in the lowest form, you have to that is what I am explaining. You try to understand. No, you know the table of 42 and 60. You know the table. 42 I can write 7 into 6. You don't know the table? You don't know the table of 7 and 6? Then 42 I can write 7 into 6. 63 I can write 7 into 9. 7 they are common number, same number, I can cancel. Now 6 upon 9. 6 upon 9 I can write 6 as 2 into 3, 9 as 3 into 3. 3 get cancelled. What is left? 2 upon 3. So 2 upon 3 I cannot cancel anything in this. So 2 upon 3 is the lowest term. Now let us take second 16 upon 56. Let us take 16 upon 56. Yes, very good. You must be thorough with the table. 16 upon 56. 16 I can write 2 into 8. 2 8s are 16. Then 56 I can write 7 8s are 56. Then we can cancel the common number from numerator and denominator, same number, 8 get cancelled. What is left? 2 upon 7, no? And there is nothing I can cancel from 2 and 7. So 2 upon 7 is the lowest term. 2 upon 7 is the lowest term. So to find the lowest term, you have to cancel the common number of numerator and denominator till there is nothing common. We go on cancelling the common number from numerator and denominator till there is nothing common. Now 2 upon 7 there is nothing common. So 2 upon 7 is the lowest term. 2 upon 7 is the lowest term. 2 upon 7 is the lowest term. So 2 upon 7 is the lowest term. 2 upon 7 is the lowest term. Lowest term means where we cannot simplify that. Yes. Now 228 upon 247. See. 228 upon 247. Now this 228 upon 247. Upon 247. Then yes. So C 220 wait 228 this 228 you can write 12 into 19 12 into 19 12 19 228. Then this I can write 13 into 19. 247 I can write 13 into 19. Yes, so 19 will cut. So 12 upon 13, 19 get cancelled. So this is 12 upon 13. This is 12 upon 13. So 12 upon 13 is the lowest term. 12 upon 13 is yes. 12 upon 13 is the lowest term. Yes. Now it is 11:20. We stop. Bye. Take care. Bye. Do the homework. Yes, do the homework. Do the homework without